My name is Natalia Karina, and I'm with CBIZ Gibraltar, and today we are joined by our Executive Vice President, Bill Main, who will help shed some helpful insight on what we can expect our transition from the remote to a physical office environment to look like. Thank you so much for joining us, Bill. How are you?
Good. Good morning, Natalia.
So I know a lot of the talking points recently have been around working remotely, rent relief, force majeure, but as we're gearing into the next phase of this pandemic and governments are discussing reopening their respective states, do you want to comment on what companies are thinking about in regards to timing of getting back to the office?
Sure. Once the health and safety concern posed by COVID-19 have lessened or begin diminishing, that really is the next question. How, when, in what situation or circumstances can the employees get back to work? Companies right now are asking the right questions and planning the return to work. The consensus really is that it's not going to happen all at once. It's going to happen in phases or waves. Cornet Global just did a pretty in-depth study. They surveyed about 11,000 of their members on this exact question, and about 84% of the respondents said companies plan on bringing back their workforce in waves. Regarding timing on that, it's really going to vary location to location. About a third of the respondents felt that it would happen between next week and May, about a third in June, and then a third after June. But again, it's going to be very dependent on the location of those offices and the configuration of those facilities. One of the common responses that we saw is that companies will probably plan on bringing in 20 to 25% of their workforce, obviously the most critical employees first, and then phase it in either the next week, another 20%, or every other week. And then they'll also work on some alternating the amount of people in the office. Maybe one team's in 1 week and another team's in the following week. So again, it's all about safety and maintaining that social distancing. For open office users, they'll probably look into things like keeping every other seat open. Again, they're going to be very focused on maintaining the 6 feet distance and making sure all the employees feel safe. And then obviously any at-risk employees will continue to work remotely or at home for the time being. In summary, we don't have a defined timeline for any one location. It's going to be case-by-case basis. It's not a one-size-fits-all, but let's just hope it's sooner rather than later.
Yeah, thank you. That was very insightful. And just kind of in addition to timing, what are companies planning for now? And, what changes can employees anticipate when they return to work?
Well, that's another good question. And companies are asking all sorts of these questions. How are we addressing social distancing? How are we determining the right amount of occupancy? What are the established policies for sanitizing and protocols in place? So these are things that companies are discussing. And some of the changes are going to involve office layout or design changes, looking at densities. Expect companies to potentially purchase larger workstations, maybe even look at more private offices that we've gone away from over the past several years, that coming back again to basically provide for enough separation. There's going to be allocations on seating. There's going to be updating these layouts. But companies are going to need to understand the cost implications for these facility adjustments. Cash is king right now, and they're going to be very focused on the amount of money they need to spend to update these facilities, but safety is going to be the priority. Companies are going to look at limiting in-person group meetings. They're going to look at conference rooms. They're going to look at non-dedicated workspaces. Are those clean and safe? So again, these are all things that are going to be talked about. Companies will be working on identifying hot zones, kitchen areas, gathering collaboration areas. Those are going to be reduced. And obviously there's going to be additional cleaning around those areas. The upshot is companies are going to have to put a good plan in place, and then they're going to have to communicate across their entire employee base what the timeline is, how we're going to do it, and how we're going to do it safely.
Yeah, thank you. And, while we have you on this video call, is there any other insights that you have seen in the marketplace that are worth noting or interesting to comment on right now?
Well, there's obviously been a lot to discuss. The quick answer to that is this is really a chance for occupiers out there to reevaluate everything that they've learned over the past 30 days, from working remotely to their use of technology to providing their employees everything they need to be productive, and that's going to involve evaluating their space needs. The upshot is they're going to have to really work with their employees to get the job done safely, and then work with their landlords. They need to make sure that buildings are safe, facilities are safe, and everyone is ready to get back to work as safe as possible. I know that everyone's excited to do that.
Yeah, we certainly are at Gibraltar. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Bill. We really appreciate it. It was very insightful. And thank you all for joining us. And we'll make sure to keep you updated on all commercial real estate industry news as they develop. Thank you and have a good day. Bye, Bill.
Thanks, Natalia.